Magtatagalog.
Hi, good
Energy na
afternoon.
naman
I'm
si
Beko
Ken.
Pen. Welcome to Rappler Talk. It's a truth universally acknowledged that we Filipinos, we love a good love story, whether it be through spoken, written word, small screen, big screen. So we are here today to talk about love stories, in particular the love story that will be told in Alone Together. And we are joined by no less than one of the country's biggest love teams and a writer and director who arguably is among the best in this generation when it comes to telling love stories. So please welcome Liza Soberano, Enrique and Direct Antoinette Jadaone. Thank you for coming to Rappler.
Thank you for having us.
So Alone Together premieres on Feb 13, right?
Yes.
Super taas ng hype for the movie. I mean, like, you release a trailer and you get 1 million views right away. So without any spoilers, obviously, what is it all about?
Well, first of all, it's a love story. It's a love story about two people who fall in love during college, in their younger years. But then, things happen, and let's see what happens 8 years after. Direk, ikaw na.
Tama naman yun.
Elaborate.
I concur.
Okay, I was super interested. I was super intrigued. Kasi like in the press con for the movie, you mentioned that you didn't know the ending yet when it was pitched to you, but you
Yeah.
were hooked, obviously.
Yeah.
What was it about the pitch that super hooked you into the story?
Well, I guess it's what we felt while reading the story. I think like anyone, when you're reading a book, like in the first few pages pa lang, if you get bored, you won't continue it, right? So when we were reading the script, that's how we felt. Our hearts started racing, we were getting excited, nervous, and this is without dialogue, so it was just what the scene was about per scene. So we were already excited by what we were reading, and even without the ending, we already wanted to do it, and even more we wanted to do it so we could figure out what the ending was.
That's so interesting. Okay, for direct naman, you're best known probably like, for most people for directing and writing love stories. What is it about love stories that makes you want to write them?
Feeling ko kasi because I'm also the audience of a good love story. Even before I went into directing, I was a fan of romantic comedies, of love stories. Be it mga Star Cinema love stories or mga Meg Ryan, mga Sleepless in
The
Seattle.
classics,
Oo.
yeah.
So parang it's when I'm the kind of viewer na when I watch a movie, I'm an escapist. So perfect yung love story to escape from real life for 2 hours. So
Right.
that's what love stories do to me.
Okay, that's interesting. The whole escapism thing, because when I watch the trailer, and I could be wrong, because it's just a trailer. It's a few minutes,
Yeah.
but it doesn't feel like escapism. It feels so real. Like yung mga issue that couples actually, it's not just like rainbows and butterflies,
Yes.
to quote a song. So
Exactly.
parang what is the draw also in telling these quote unquote realistic love stories? I guess.
Feeling ko, when you see yourself or a friend or a barkada in one of the characters in a love story, it becomes not their story but your story also. So parang like what happened in the teaser or trailer, because they're students, all of us became students at one point or another. All of us fell in love at one point or another. So parang may certain na agad connection between you and the characters of Raph and Christine.
You can see yourself in their shoes. And especially because a lot of people here in the newsroom are actually UP alumni. So when we wrote the story, people were like, oh my God, I remember in some kindergarten. So what was it like shooting in UP Diliman? It's such a familiar location. Even if you're not a UP alumnus,
Yeah.
right? Parang, what was the experience like for
It
you
was
guys?
it was cool kasi before we used to go there just to jog. Actually, she brought me
Wow.
along sometimes to jog.
I would
Oh.
jog there before kasi I live really near.
Oh,
So-
di ba kayo dinadumog ng mga tao?
Hindi, gabi naman we go.
Actually, madaling araw. Minsan gabi or madaling araw. Medyo nakakatakot kasi may mga ghost stories din dun, di ba?
So you run faster.
Yeah, you run faster.
Good cardio.
Yeah, kaya ako napasama kasi
Yeah.
something exciting. Tapos to be actually there shooting, tapos they took us around to eat dun sa, the places where they eat sa area.
Area 2.
Area 2. And, it just felt good when I kind of miss being like a student again. I kind of miss.
Simpler days.
Yeah.
Okay, you mentioned also in the press con that this is a fairly different kind of role for the two of you. How is it different?
First of all, it's the characters we're portraying. They what they're going through really here in the story is really more mature than what we've really,
Right.
experienced before in our previous characters. And I think the problems that they have to face and how they face them and how they stand, I think, really brings out the maturity in the characters.
Right.
Which, yeah, so it's really different from before. Problema namin is, just about love, but this is more than just about love, yung problems namin.
Yeah, kasi parang when I watched the trailer, sobrang nararamdaman mo yung shift in the way the way the characters actually interact, right?
Yeah.
Parang it felt so light in the first 1 minute or 30 seconds,
and then
like,
8 years after.
how do you prepare yourself for a character like that?
Well, we had workshop. It's actually about reading the script also. May script reading kaming ginawa with direct just to get to know our characters more. We went through immersions. I went to UP. I sat down in one class, an art studies class. And then, nag-ikot din kami. Sumakay ako ng jeep. Kumain kami sa area 2. So, lahat, the full experience. We also he went to the hospital.
I went to the hospital. I interviewed some of the nurses, doctors to the barrios. I just to get the inside of what they, do and
Right.
how they are. Yeah.
That's a very interesting, this is a very interesting part actually na UP student, UST student. Like, bakit yun yung naisip mo na characterization ng leads in the movie?
Parang because I'm a UP grad,
Okay.
so parang gusto ko parang ode to my college years.
Right.
So one character must really be from UP because it's the character I'm familiar with. So I made Christine a UP student and I made Raph a UST student kasi magiging doctor siya. Eh di ba UST is known for their College of Medicine. And gusto ko yung layo nila eh. So, Espanya, Diliman, tapos pumupunta yung
Physically,
taga-Espanya.
logistically, ang hirap din pala, no?
So, tapos may differences din. Like, UST may uniform, sa UP walang
Wala.
uniform. So,
Visually
parang
din.
visually, nakikita mo na yung differences nila.
Right. What's the story behind the story? Like, was this based on like experiences mo, experiences ng friends? I don't know.
Halo-halo.
Okay.
Definitely more parang yung experience kasi ni Christine and ni Raph na experience ng bawat fresh grad or college student na from being idealistic, being
And then life hits you hard.
Yeah.
then magiging disillusion. Yung ganong
Right.
love entropy.
I think that's interesting kasi a lot of people get, like, especially the older millennials can relate to that, definitely.
Yung mga
right?
dreams sila before, parang
Yeah.
right now in the present, are you still, what you were dreaming of?
Yeah.
Or if not, are you happy
Yeah.
in what you become? Mga ganun.
So baka may umiyak kung panoorin yung movie.
Yeah,
That's a love story.
Yeah,
It's a crushing
exactly.
realization.
Yeah, exactly.
That was once me.
Exactly.
Also, okay, I have to quote one of our writers. He's actually there in the background. Hi, Tristan. Okay, he said in a story for Rappler that Jadaone is making it a habit of hers to make established love themes and ring them through films with more nuanced and mature takes on love. So, is that a conscious effort for you to really, like, push them? Diba? Parang nabanggit nga nila, this isn't a typical role that they've taken on.
I think kasi love teams, it's not a secret na love teams have a very big following na mostly young people. And I think a movie is a perfect vehicle for love teams to use their stature to tell something more than just a love story. Parang, I think, yun, when I talk to them, ganun din sila na parang, alam nilang love team sila, pero dapat hindi lang love team lang. Parang may responsibility kasi on being an actor, being a public property. So, use that to say something, yun, may sabihin na
To
iba.
speak a truth aside from kilig. And
Yeah.
what was it like working together?
It was fun. There's some scenes na parang, nasa direct, paano ba to? And it's just like, ikaw bahala. I was like, okay. So, medyo, of course, sana yung take niyan baka magustuhan ni Direk, baka ayaw niya.
Right.
So, it was also challenging and it was also exciting and fun at the same time.
Okay. I'm wondering, are you, when you direct people, are you, like, do you tell them what you want or is it more
Also,
like,
yeah, ano rin eh. Paano ba direct?
Parang ano, halo.
I think
Halo.
like direct asks us what's our take on it, and then she
Yeah.
gives us her take as well,
Right.
and it becomes more of a collaboration.
Right.
And then like,
And
oh
then
ano, tama
or like
direct,
for the
dapat ganun
first
nga,
take,
direct.
she'll allow us to do our own thing, but then after
And
she'll
then
be like, pwede bang itry natin yung ganito naman, and then parang ganun.
So it's like you guys adding together.
Yeah.
For the,
Yeah.
who can you relate with more?
Christine or Raph?
Yeah.
Between Christine or Raph, I think I definitely relate more to Christine.
Really? Okay. Why is that?
Well, actually, Christine's character is very relatable. Once you watch the movie, you'll understand why. She struggles with a lot of things, like with self-doubt, with her love life. So there's a lot of things, and I think that a lot of people will be able to relate to that. Also, in terms of the story, because Christine's the one who she's very ambitious. She has so many things she wants to do, and then
Like this
8 years later,
bright-eyed, yeah.
yeah, she doesn't know herself anymore. She doesn't really know who she is. She loses herself.
Naku, marami nakaka-relate siya. In this newsroom, baka may nakarelate.
Yes.
But yeah. So how about your character?
Me, I think nakarelate ako. Yeah, medyo nakarelate din ako. I mean, I think compared to me before, like, Raph is kind of like he's kind of very lax guy, you know. He doesn't really want to dream big because, I mean, he didn't really maybe believe in himself at first. But same as me, like before, you know, I didn't know I was gonna
Be where you are now.
Where as in super shy, as in just a quiet life.
Right.
And then, but you know, like things happen, and when you believe in yourself, I think, like as me and Raph, you can really, you know, really do whatever you want as long as you believe in yourself and you work hard and you put love into it. Because
Right.
my love, I think I can do anything. Same as me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so nowadays, like people, like younger people, millennials, even the Gen Zs, Gen Zs,
Zs.
they're very hyper connected. They're very woke. They're very like there are a lot of things that they think about.
Yeah.
Does that make telling love stories harder or easier? Do you think?
Parang
It's trickier, I think. Yeah.
Diba?
baka, siguro it becomes harder when you are the type who will listen to what people say
Yeah.
and let them decide your story. Pero pag sa start pa
Exactly.
lang, if you're true to your story, parang your loyalty is always to your story. Parang hindi ka talaga masusway ng agad-agad. Pero okay na may nagko-comment, okay yun. Okay din yung mga woke statements, ganyan.
Yeah.
Kasi alam mo na hindi lang laging may isang truth, di ba? Maraming comments, okay lang yun. Pero as long as you stay true to your story, parang okay lang din.
Right. Does it affect you guys also, like in
No,
portraying these
I think
characters, telling love stories?
Well, sometimes people take it different ways, diba? People they're different. So, for me, I actually like it. You know, it's kind of cool. Like, you also hear stuff that you wouldn't really think about. Because you hear different sides of people, so it's also nice. It's a good insight,
Yeah.
you know, just to take it in. But I think you just have to keep it there. Because if you take it in talaga,
Yeah.
I think, you know,
Mababaliw ka sa
yeah,
dami
so I'm
ng
not the type
feedback
to
at
really
comments. Yeah.
read as
Actually-
much comments like she does.
Yeah, but I'm not
You
bothered.
read
Yeah,
comments? Oh no.
A
no,
lot.
I don't read it a lot.
No, hindi naman lahat.
Steady lang. Steady reading lang. Ganun.
No, I
I'm just saying
it's
more than
It's
me.
also rare that he says a lot like I read it every day.
No, I'm just
it's
saying,
very
like,
rare
just
that
more
I
than
read
me.
it. Like when our trailer came out, I was reading the comments because,
Yeah.
of course, I want to know the feedback of yung mga manonood ng movie
Yeah.
namin. And so, of course, nakikita ko yung mga, like what you said, woke
Yeah.
comments about them, which I don't really mind kasi lahat naman ng tao may opinion naman and lahat ng opinion nila is valid, right? So it's also nice to see like the different opinions and the different parang sides or versions to how the story could be told, perspectives.
Right, right. Okay, I'm sure you've read this. There is a elaborate fan theory
Yeah.
of how the movie will end. I don't want you to confirm or deny that fan theory, but like, how did you react when you read that? Na talagang dinaysek lahat, like minute per minute, like second per second.
Yeah.
Pati yung lyric ng kanta, parang inanalyze nila with respect to the scene. So how does that make you feel? Na parang your fans and people are like super looking forward to this movie to the point of overanalyzing a
I think
trailer.
it's kind of cool. Like for me, like per se, like when I watch some trailers, like some of movies like I really fan about. people really break it down. Like in the Avengers movie, like there's some Easter eggs in the trailer which you have to break down.
Yes.
You really have to pause and then stop it. You know, the director really puts little, Easter eggs in
Kaya
the trailer.
nag-overthink yung mga
That's why,
tao.
I think it's just cool that, I used to search about it also in other movies. It's just fun that,
People are
people
doing
are
it
to our movie. So, yeah, it's kind of fun.
Right. Okay, where do you draw inspiration from when you portray these characters, when you write these characters? Like,
Everywhere. Parang everywhere talaga. So I always keep a notebook handy.
everywhere you go.
Parang
Nandito.
you don't know where a light bulb moment will strike. So kailangan ready ka. Magsulat ka lang yun.
I'm wondering, when you write, do you write at the height of emotion? Or are you the kind who like, lets it settle down and then like post-processing na yung ganun? Parang wait, iyak ka muna and then, or do you feel like, are you the kind of are you the kind of person who like writes?
Oh,
when-
Mas sobrang mahaba yung process ko ng writing. Sobrang meron pang simmering moment, meron pang I just
Walling, ganun.
Oh, may lock in pa ako.
Kailangan may view na malayo sa natin.
Gano'n, may nagla-lock in pa ako minsan nagla-lock in ako sa hotel, pero hindi ako nagsusulat the whole day.
Walang distraction.
Tawag ko doon simmering of thoughts,
So
tapos
interesting.
sulat ko. Tapos may music, pero pag may deadline na, wala nang
Wala nang
tayo
arte-arte.
magdrama. Sulat ka na lang.
How long did it take for you to write this movie?
Thank you.
Mabilis lang. Kasi I started writing this 5 years ago. Yung
Wow.
main, siguro first
Parang
12.
yung skeleton ng movie.
First 12 sequences, it's the same as yung nasulat ko 5 years ago. Pero nagbabago every time. Binabalikan ko siya ng character.
Yeah.
Nagiging iba ako, so naiiba yung pagkakasulat ko. So parang medyo naging madali yung process sa akin writing this compared to other scripts I wrote. Kasi ito medyo 5 years na siyang nasa utak ko.
Right.
So medyo smooth na yung ano niya.
How does it feel now that like a story that you envisioned 5 years ago will be shown on big screens and no less than Valentine's Day pa. It's a Valentine's Day offering. I mean, di ba, how more romantic can you get?
Yes.
How does it feel for you now?
Super kinakabahan. Kinakabahan ako.
Bakit?
Hindi ko alam kasi
Kinakabahan.
cool siya.
You still get nervous whenever a movie of yours.
Si Hopi.
Really?
I do.
Why? But
Parang si Kenneth.
you guys kinda used to, aren't you guys
Meron
used to it
din.
yet?
Yeah. Sometimes, but it's been 2 years, I think, since our last movie.
Oh, shucks.
So,
That's right.
we're just, after 2 years, we just really want to, show a really beautiful movie. And I think we've done that.
Right.
But, we just don't know how people will take it. But as
Right.
long as we do a beautiful movie, I think that's good enough.
Right. I have a question for Direk also. Parang napansin namin that your female characters, they're not the stereotypical Filipina. They're very assertive. Or they march to a different beat. Is that a very conscious effort for you to also like portray the Filipina, not like restrained to them and the usual Nazi?
Hindi siya, I can't say it's a conscious effort,
Right.
but I think for at least in my life, it's a norm. I grew up with strong women.
So it's what's
So
normal.
it's a
Yeah.
normal thing. So it's just proper to have always a woman who has kahit not parang pangit sabihin na strong woman kasi may strong woman, may weak woman.
Yeah.
Pero
That's a good point.
parang
That's a good
someone
point.
who can assert, someone who knows what to do. Yung strong woman is someone na hindi perfect. Flawed. Actually, si Christine is a flawed character. Even Raph. Pero that's what I like about flawed characters. You can't predict what they will do next.
Yeah.
So, even when
They're
I was
just like
writing,
us, right?
even when I was writing, inaalaw ko lang si Christine and Raph na isulat yung kwento. Kumbaga, hindi ko sinasabi, ay, kailangan ito yung gawin niya. Parang even when I was writing, nasusurprise ako dun sa characters kasi they're flawed. You can't
So
predict.
you have to respect the character also, no? To
Yes.
lead you in whichever
Yes.
direction.
Even with directing also, sa set, you also have to respect the actor's take
Right.
on the character.
Right.
Kasi sometimes they have something different, a different perspective na hindi nakikita ng writer and director. Lalo kasi writer-director ako, so parang nakaganon na ako. Pero when I allow them to do their thing, may lumalabas na, ay, okay yun na.
Is it easier for you when you're the writer and the director?
easier.
Really?
Oo. Kasi parang sa start, when you start with the concept, you're already immersed in that world. So parang kahit kunyari biglang umulan, kaya kong i-rewrite yung story.
Yeah.
Na hindi ako papatalon dahil umulan lang. Kaya kong kasi
Mas mabilis mag-adapt.
Naisip ko na siya before.
Right. Speaking of ulan and other things beyond your control, are there any like memorable moments when you were shooting the movie, you know? Because it's UP, it's outdoors. A lot of the scenes are outdoors, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, what was that like?
I think Zorro.
Is he in the movie? Is he
Yes.
in the movie?
Yeah.
Hindi siya dumating yung first shooting day.
Nandun siya, pero umalis
Umuwi
siya.
siya.
I'm gonna cut
Pinakap
off
niya
this.
yung
Yun yung literal na beyond your control. Force
Yeah,
of
si
nature,
Zorro.
kumbaga.
Kinausap nila eh. Kinausap si
Nakausap ko
Ken.
yung tropa ko niya.
Tropa na niya si Zorro.
Ano tawag niya sa'yo?
Kay Stanley daw.
Stanley.
Why does he call you Stanley?
No, he was just saying for Stanley. Yeah, but I don't know.
May kausap siya sa phone, parating na sila.
Yung
Para
ISIS.
kay ang ISIS.
Bawal ang ISIS dito. Babantayin doon yung ISIS.
Para kay
sa amin.
Stanley.
That's very sweet of him. That's
And
very
then he
Yeah,
was talking
he's
to
so
a little
cute.
Batman
Yeah.
Batman
toy.
with him.
And then
Yeah.
what's his the name of the Batman?
It was like a Mexican name
Like
too.
a really Spanish name.
Batman
Yeah.
had a Spanish.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was fun though. I like
But he was
I
fun, he
really
was
like
Maybe a
it.
breakthrough character in the movie.
Yeah.
Malalaman natin.
He's a
Oh, that's
revelation.
so interesting. Okay, I have a fairly Miss Universe question for you guys. Why do you do what you do?
A
That's a
cheers.
very...
Yeah.
What do I do, what I do?
I mean, people might think...
I even asked myself the same thing.
I mean, because I'm like,
Joke
people
lang.
think your lives are just like glamour, I mean,
Yeah.
photo shoot, ganyan. Pero they don't understand the hard work that goes into the movies that you produce. So like, why do you guys do what you do?
I know for me, like I know this is not like the most important job in the world, but but I
Oh,
think
it is for some people. I mean, yeah. Anyway.
yeah, but compared to being a doctor, serving the country, or being a teacher, I think this is far from that. But for me, I think I can still make a difference. Make somebody smile, somebody laugh, somebody, like I just hear it from fans and not knowing it when we shoot kahit pagod ka. But when you hear it from people like, yeah, laging kami nag-aabang every lunch or dinner, lagi kaming sabay, hindi pwedeng hindi kami sabay pag nanonood ng mga teleserye, ganun. It just, it just makes you happy and makes you realize na kahit pa paano, you can still make a difference. Even though you're not helping the world, a smile, it's not
But
bad.
you're making someone smile.
Exactly. I think that's a good thing.
I started out when I was 12 and I started working because I had to help provide for my family because we weren't as well off. So that was mainly my goal at first. And I never really envisioned myself doing this for like many years. But like eventually it grew on me and na-enjoy ko na siya, and like especially when I see na like may mga tao na lumalapit sa amin that are less fortunate that are just happy by seeing us. I think that really makes a difference in our lives, and it actually makes us feel like we're doing something right beyond like what our profession is. And yeah, that's why I do it.
Sama ako.
Kasi ko yung huli.
Do I? Parang before, like si Liza, na making movies parang very personal, parang self-expression.
Yeah.
But parang years later, yun, parang you come to a point na realize ko siya when we did that thing called Tadhana. Na parang may power talaga yung cinema to say something.
Right.
So now, yun, in every film I do, I make sure na it's not gonna be forgettable.
Right.
So it has something to say. It won't waste 250 pesos of someone's pocket.
Sayang din yun.
Ayun.
Oras din yun.
2 hours din yun.
Okay. Last question na lang. What do you think makes a good love story? Sorry, pinapahirapan ko.
What makes a good love story?
Hindi ko rin alam eh.
Um,
A good story.
Pass.
Or for you, personally, what do you
Okay.
think makes a good love story?
One that isn't fairy tale-ish. One that's very true. One that everyone can relate to. Because that's when I've watched a lot of love stories, a lot of romantic comedy films and everything, if I can't relate to the character, I don't feel anything
Right, of course.
from it.
Akala mo makakalusot ka.
Lahat yun
Sagutin din kita.
For me, the same. I think it's the same.
Tayo.
No, for real. I think it's the same.
Be original.
What makes a good love story? I think, the imperfections of it. Because I think, in real life, like what you see in the scenes, like, oh my God, mahal kita, ganyan, yung
Yeah.
dreamy eyes, and like, it doesn't necessarily happen to
That's
100%. And, that's why people get hooked onto, oh, ang cute nila.
Yeah.
Kasi bakit ang cute nila? Bakit di tayo cute? You shouldn't say that, diba? So I think, just the realness of it, and
Yeah.
that's why people love love
cute
stories, because
nila?
I think they
Nagbabay
like
sila.
watching what they don't really experience, and that's why they get so killing
Yeah.
of it. So I think, something like that. Not too, as she said, fairy tale-ish,
Yeah.
but to what's real and what your partner really gives. And normal lang. Na, ang baduy naman kasi. Ang dami kasi nababaduyan talaga. So, I think ang dami nahihiya din magpakilig or ganun. So,
Sorry, but I have to point out
Yeah.
that not everyone looks that cute when they drink.
yeah.
So, I mean,
So, just the flaws of it, I think, makes it
Right.
even cute and
Of
real.
course.
And I think it just makes it more realistic to it.
right.
May take din ako na hindi ganyan ka-cute.
Wala kayo.
So, ito yung
Laging-
ito yung pretty.
laging
Kasi
kayo.
sabi mo mas
Maganda.
lasing direct. Sabi mo, OA na.
Gawa ganun.
Mga ganun.
Did you have to act drunk?
Yeah, because it was just juice.
Is that harder to act drunk as opposed to being act
No, I don't
Yeah.
think so. Well, because he wanted to drink.
Di ba totoong beer yun sa'yo? Hindi.
Opo.
Totoong beer yung weekend.
Pero umiinom siya behind the scenes. Hindi siya umiinom sa eksena.
There's one scene we were taking in my ex and wife's before. Hindi pa siya
Ako yung
umiinom.
kailangan lasing.
Oh, gosh.
So there, Kathy.
But you've never, of course, at that point.
I
you
don't
had-
know,
Oh,
no.
gosh.
So she
Eh.
made me drink 1 bottle of soju, but I wasn't getting drunk. Tapos siya yung
Tapos
umiinom.
si Tehanki, yung cameraman, he opened like a special bottle. So lahat kami, direct ba, di ba? Oh, sige, pwede. Siya, ending ako yung parang, Ken, so take.
Oh, no.
Kasi Liza
Ken,
dapat
si
lasing
Liza ang lasing na.
sa eksena. Ako yung nag-take care kunwari.
So, ikaw yung nalasing.
Ikaw yung
in
lasing.
real life.
Na namumulan na kasi ako.
So, ang ginawa ni Direk Kathy, nilagyan ako ng cheek tint sa buong mukha ko para ako
Para
yung
mga lasing.
Para mas convincing na ikaw at hindi siya yung
Oo, ako yun.
lasing. Sorry,
Matagal
direct.
ka naman malasing eh, di ba?
Oh, teka lang.
Will they find that out? Okay, no, sorry. What makes a good love story?
Some love story na you don't forget.
Mm-mm.
Parang, I think my most favorite love stories are super tagal ko na siya napanood, pero parang gustong ko siyang balik-balikan kasi hindi ko nakakalimutan yung characters. Character, yun.
Okay. Something that moves you. I'm
Yes.
guessing. Okay, so Alone Together, Feb 13.
I'm 13.
This
Um,
Wednesday.
invite everyone to watch the movie. This camera, right? This camera.
Go ahead,
Okay.
ako na hapon. Ikaw na yan.
Hello everybody, please support Alone Together, premiering on February 13 po, be our Valentine's Day.
Of course, written and directed by the hugot blockbuster director, Direct
Wisit.
Antoinette Jadaone.
Ganun daw
Under
dapat
Black
yung
Sheep po
ano.
yan at sana manood po kayo. Be moved. Next!
It's sarili na, no?
Hashtag be moved.
Hindi ako na-prepare sa
Natawa lang ako
school
dun.
na yun. In fairness,
Be
hindi yun,
moved.
hindi yun praktisado, no?
No, I just like playing around.
Bagong hashtag yun.
Guys, may hashtag na kayo. Hindi
Be
nyo alam,
moved.
pero apparently may hashtag
Parang
na kayo.
X yun.
Ito pwede yung kalaban ng Grab yun ah. Pwede yung kalaban ng Grab na yun ah. Pwede yung kalaban ng Grab. Be
It
moved.
sounds like a sports drink hashtag.
Or horror-ish. Or, yeah. Anyway, watch Alone Together. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
For dropping
Thank
by
you.
Rappler. Thank you for watching. There were questions, but I won't ask them on camera kasi nakakatawa masyado. Thank you for watching Rappler Talk, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay.